Okay, we have plenty of integrations that are available by default. And I hope you all could remember a little bit about the products, whatever we discussed on the first day. Right. So I was giving a brief on what it products is and what is the primary functionality of the product, right? So here comes the list of integrations. The first one I'm going to talk about is on AD Manager Plus. It's Active Directory Manager Plus. So that's a product name. And so what this offers is, or I will talk about what use case we actually solve using this integration. Because when you say integration, there would be different use cases that would be achieved using the integration. So I'm going to talk about what exact use case we are solving using the integration, right? So AD Manager, as I was saying on the other day, it will be providing options to manage your Active Directory accounts. Meaning, say if you have new user joining TCS, there may be some access privileges needs to be provided, and also we need to create an AD account, email account, and so on. So this application lets you create it as a template. So when a user comes in, all we have to do is simply associate the template to the user. So it does everything by itself. So that's a primary functionality of the tool. Apart from that, there are other operations, other functionalities as well. So here comes a list of actions supported. So when I say actions, these actions can be launched right from the ticket. Meaning, if you have a request for user onboarding, a new user joined the organization. So what we can do is we can simply click on the option available on the ticket through which we can perform the action on AD Manager Plus. So here comes the configuration wherein we can decide on for what roles this particular option should show up and what are the different templates, request templates on which this particular option should show up. And here comes the list of templates, and you can choose what template it's supposed to show up. And right now I'm going to demonstrate how this particular option would appear on the request. All right, so I've chosen the template new hire. So I have a few requests already created using this particular template, and I'm going there. Right. Okay. And here comes custom actions. So there will be a button called custom actions on the top, and clicking on it is going to display the whole bunch of menus enabled. So these menus are available as a part of existing integrations, as well as this could be a customized menu, meaning if you want to perform some action on the system, what you can do is you can simply place a menu and set up what action has to be done. So just by clicking on that particular option, that action would be done. So now let me demonstrate how this works. Say this is a request for creating a new user in Active Directory. So all I have to do is go under custom actions, create user in AD, and this is going to load up a special pop-up wherein the data from the request will be populated. So you can say currently you don't have any field with any data except the email address field. That too, it just have the domain name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill out this particular request, and you can see how dynamically it populates the data right from the request and how simplified the operation will be. Say if you want to create a AD user, at least it will take 5 to 10 minutes of your time, wherein you just got to copy paste all the parameters. And you will have all the information on the ticket being raised. So with this integration, it is possible to create it just by a click. So I'm going to onboard myself here. All right, I just added a name. So I just mapped a particular field with this particular form. It will automatically pick up the name and it should get populated. So the pop-up, whatever loading on my screen, is a custom pop-up, right? So this is customized in such a way that it will grab the data from the request and it will get it populated. So if you want to do some changes on the data, whatever populated, yes, that can be done. To provide some random password as well. And if you want, that can be a default password. So now create a user. All right. It says email address is incorrect. Okay, looks like there has been a configuration change, but the concept wise is similar. So this query goes into the AD Manager Plus, and it responds with an error saying that this particular email address is incorrect, right? And also, as I was explaining about the AD Manager Plus, these are the list of templates available. So you can simply pick this particular template should be applied over for this particular user so that it will create all necessary accounts and permissions accordingly. So this option going to be real handy. So yeah, we can fix the complex concept of having a AD user created just by copying all the stuff, sending across, and handling the typos. And here, this is going to be one little option right on the ticket. So the technician whom or handling the ticket will go click on this option and get a user account created in Active Directory. So this would make the technician's life a lot more easier. All right. So likewise, we have plenty of other actions that can be performed right from the ticket. I don't want to go through all of them. If I do so, it will take the whole day. So I just mention about what exactly it is. So probably, okay, if you read out these, you would understand what exactly it is. Creating a user, deleting a user, disable user. So all these can be added as menu options, and these will be available on the request. So you can associate it to the respective templates. So when a request comes in to remove the particular user from a group, yes, you pick that particular option right from custom actions. So the action will be done. Right. So this particular integration mainly involved in making changes in Active Directory and for creating accounts and so on. So these options, these menus will be available right on the ticket. Clicking on it, it will do the specific action. All right, so the next integration I want to talk about is on AD Self Service Plus. So this tool will help users to reset the password by themselves. So this is going to be one of the common issue or incident being raised in an environment, right? Say someone forgot the password or the account is locked up, they have to reach out to the sysadmin, the IT team to get it reset, right? So this particular tool will avoid it, and this would help them reset the password by the user themselves. So how it will do is it will show a pop-up right on the login screen itself. So that will get connected to the mobile app. So from the mobile app, they will validate using a key, a dynamic key, using which it will let them to reset the password. So this particular option would be available in Service Desk as well. Say if they could access the Service Desk Plus interface, they can choose this option, go into the application and reset the password. So this is just option to load their interface. From there they can reset it. So much about it here. And the third integration I want to talk about is on advanced analytics. So we have seen the reporting module, whatever available in the application. But let me demonstrate the analytics. So I'll show up some reports that are available by default, and also I will demonstrate how easy it is to create reports in advanced analytics. So this particular tool can integrate with multiple other systems as well. So even ServiceNow can be integrated with this tool, using which you can get plenty of reports. And there are some default reports that will be dynamically created as soon as we start the integration. Still loading. Okay, so we are on the CIO dashboard right now. So this will get you one consolidated dashboard with all data required by a CIO. Likewise, there are plenty of dashboards that will be created by default. These are all default reports. As soon as you get application integrated to analytics, these reports will be created automatically. So this shows up all high level metrics on the top and different graphs over here. The good part about this tool is it is a dynamic chart. It's not a static chart like the one which you are seeing within the product. So this is going to be dynamic, and this is going to be showing up the underlying data of each column, and also if they want to show up in a different graph, so they can easily pick it up. Meaning, if they are not fine with this particular model, they can simply modify the chart type, right? And similar such dashboards are available over here. And also it is possible to create new reports. Say, I'll just quickly demonstrate with that. So since it's a demo, it is not allowed to create reports. So I'm going into my own instance, and let me show you how this works. All right. So here comes the option wherein we have chart, pivot, summary, tabular, dashboard, and so on. So I just picked up the chart view. And I have to choose a module on which I want to run a report. So on the left hand side, it is going to list out the whole bunch of columns available. So all you have to do is simply drag and drop the column. Say I want to have a category in the x-axis and count of requests in the y-axis. So simple as that. I can drag and drop. And also there are a few more options using which you can specify whether you want to show up a text. Say if you want to show up the count of requests on the chart, yeah, that can be done. And if you want to see the bars in different color, yeah, this can be done. Yep, and I think someone have raised, yeah, is it possible to compare two different data sets? Yes, that can be done as well. So you can pick a couple of columns in the y-axis so that it's gonna show you the show you the graph in such a way that you can compare between two different columns. That's possible as well. So simple as that. So this is showing up the graph, and it's in the bar type. Likewise, if you want to change it in a different type, yeah, that can be done as well. So this particular interface is going to be very simple when it comes for reporting. And one more advantage of using this particular tool is the data from services would be synchronized to this tool. So it's not real time. It's not connected to a database all the time. So whatever big report it may be, it's going to take only few seconds on this particular tool to get the report. Whereas when you run a report in the application itself, it has to go to the database. And also, if you're running a huge report, maybe you're extracting all the requests created since the beginning or since installed application, then it's going to take a little bit of more time to get you the report. And also uh, get some performance issue. Whereas this particular tool gonna avoid possible all those possibilities, right? And this is going to get you reports. to be integrated. So the configuration available for the integration is very simple. All we have to do is, if it's on premise, we got to specify the host name, port number, username, and password. Pretty straightforward. Whereas in case of on cloud, it's going to be the key. And here comes the link wherein when you choose what data center you want to place it to and email address, this is going to be getting options wherein you can get the key and put it over here. So once it is done, save it. This is going to synchronize all the right from the application to analytics, and you can see the whole default reports available, and we can create new reports as well. Am I still audible? Because I just got a quick notice that I have a poor connection. I'm not sure why does it say poor connection, because I'm sitting on 200 Mbps of speed. So you all can hear me well?
Oh, yeah, Jay. We
Yes,
can hear
Jay.
you.
Okay, that's fine. All right, yeah, looks like it's pretty fast. All right, great. Okay, cool. Do you guys have any questions on analytics? We probably would organize a one-day workshop on analytics as well down the line. So I just briefed about the options when it comes to integration between analytics and Service Desk Plus. So apart from that, there are plenty of reporting options with other tools using which you can get the consolidated reports as well, right? Those options are available in analytics. Yeah. Um, so if you want to learn more analytics, you can let us know so that we can organize another workshop as well for just for analytics. Okay. So, yeah, I hope I answered all the questions on chat as well. The next integration I want to talk about is on Desktop Central is an endpoint management application. When I say endpoint, that will be laptops and user laptops and user mobile phones and organization. So using this particular application, it is possible to manage, meaning if you want to install a software, right? Or if you want to report on how many machines have this particular hardware and software installed. So so it might sound similar to the asset management module, whatever we have within the application. This has more options to control the machine application, machine software install. I mean, the software install on the machines. So yeah, maybe we will have an exclusive training session for Desktop Central as well. And now I'm going to demonstrate what this integration offer and what this particular integration solves what use case. So that is exactly what we are going to look at. And similar to the AD Manager Plus integration, we are going to have these options: install, uninstall software, resolve using templates, run script tools, and remote control. So these menus can be enabled on request. So what exactly does this? As soon as you get this configured, so of Central, the other application will have the agent, and that will be deployed on all the users' machine. So the agent will collect all the information and push into our application along with their application. So once the integration is enabled, and we got to enable it on the other end as well, so that it will synchronize the data from there to here, right? So we will get all the asset information right from the other tool, and using which we can perform some actions on their systems. Say, for example, you're getting a request to install or uninstall software in one of the user machines. So it's going to be simple and it can be performed right from the ticket. I'm going to demonstrate that in a bit. Why is it slow? Give me 1 second. Let me quickly check the network, because it looks like there has been a little delay. All right, looks like it's connected. All right. Looks all good. Okay, so we are on the ticket, and I'm trying to demonstrate how the install uninstall option works. So this is going to load a form, and this will get you the whole list of software packages already added in the other system. So all you have to do is simply choose, and if you have the particular asset name chosen on the request, that's going to get populated over here. So just by clicking on save, this is going to install the application right on the machine, right? And also there is an option wherein you can close it automatically. Yep. So that's pretty much how it works. And the other menus available with the desktop central integration is um, you can resolve requests using templates. So this is going to be one interesting option that can be performed. Say if you get a request saying that user have some performance issue with their machine, so you can perform some troubleshooting right from the request. So let me quickly check if this menu, okay, it's enabled on all templates. So I'm going to quickly open up another tab and demonstrate how that works. So I'm just talking about the important menu options available on these integrations, and there are a few others, and probably the name itself can tell you what exactly it is. But if you are interested more, you can let us know so that I could explain it. So custom actions, resolve using templates. All right. So here comes a, oh, all right. Okay. So this particular instance is being used by multiple other people as well. They have probably removed all the options. So what exactly this will do is, it will list out the options like clean up the data from recycle bin and do a disk defragmentation and delete disabled accounts and so on. So we can perform those troubleshooting right from the ticket just by choosing the template and the computer name. So once you click on deploy configuration, this is going to perform those actions on the other system and see if that solves the issue, right? Actions can be configured as templates in the desktop central application so that those actions can be called ticket, right? And say if you have some scripts that needs to be run, yep, that can be done. And tools is something, it's a kind of quick tools for shutting down the machine, restarting the machine, right? Wake up on LAN to be available as a part of tools. And I hope Agassi talked about the remote control as well. So once you have the desktop central integrated with service desk, so the remote control will be offered through the desktop central agent. So the remote session can be initiated right from the ticket, and it would be connecting to the agent through which the screen would be shared. All right, so that's a quick demo of desktop central integration. And the next integration I want to talk about is on MDM, Mobile Device Manager Plus. So using this product, it is possible to manage the mobile devices. So you can see what are the options available. Assign devices. Say if you have a new user and you want to map the device to the specific user, yeah, that can be done. Likewise, you have plenty of other options as well. Say if you want to distribute applications remotely on the mobile phones, company owned mobile phones, that can be done. And one important option that we have in here is locate devices. Say, for example, if one of the employee has lost the mobile phone and he reports to the IT department, possible to track down that particular mobile phone right from the ticket. Meaning, we'll have an option to see the map within the interface itself, and we can track down where the mobile is. And also, it will offer options to clean up, wipe off all the data, or do a lock on the particular phone, so that we can, the data, the company's data, confidential data, will not be accessible. So using this, it is possible to track down the devices. So that's gonna get us options to wipe off as well as log the phones. So this is exactly what this integration does. And Desktop Central have both options. Either if you want, you can have MDM as a part of Desktop Central application, or it can be a standalone application as well. All right. And the next integration I want to talk about is on Op Manager. I guess Agassi or someone have discussed this already a little bit. So what this does is integrating this, whatever alarms are being raised, that's gonna be creating tickets. So any threshold breach or any alert alarms that will be created as a ticket, and also when the alarm is gonna close the request as well. So that is exactly what this integration does. And I mean, most of the configurations will be done on the Op Manager end, that is on the other application end. So I'm not going into the detail right now. So I'm just quickly jumping on to the next integration, Password Manager Pro. So this is a privileged access management application. Let me quickly check that I have, I have an instance. Let me quickly demonstrate what this integration offers. Okay. Give me a second. I don't know what happened with my internet. All right, it's taking a while. Something went wrong. Okay, so this is the application wherein you can manage all the passwords of all the servers and other devices. So what we can do is, say for example, if one of the technician wants to access a business critical server, and I'm going to demonstrate that here. Say this is a proxy server, and this is one of the critical servers used in an organization. And if a technician wants to access this, they don't have to go to MSTSA and launch it, and we will not know what is going on in there. But this particular application offers an option through which you can record what exactly being happening on the particular machine. Say, maybe the technician is doing some changes in the configuration that will be recorded and that can be used. So the integration between Service Desk and Password Manager Pro, the privilege access management application. So what this offers is, it will get you a little pop-up wherein it will ask for the ticket ID or the change ID, meaning the technician has to fill in the ticket or the change ID for which he is accessing the particular server, right? So this would be one more layer of verification that we will have for the technician to ensure that he is accessing the particular machine for a ticket or a change, whatever created already in the system. So if he's entering a wrong ticket ID, it will not let him to remote into the machine. So this is going to be one of the security applications using which it is possible, right? So these are the list of servers or resources available, and underneath each resource, you will have plenty of machines. And to remote into the machine, it will have additional layer of security wherein it will ask for the ticket ID or the change ID, based on which the technician would be allowed to access the machine. All right. So let me move on to the next integration. Bar 7, it's similar to Op Manager integration. Op Manager is on-premise monitoring solution, wherein Site 24 bar 7 is on cloud. All right. And the hall booking is something which we have customized, meaning we have an application called Creator. So this is a cloud application. And using this, it is possible to build applications with less code or no code. I believe I talked about this over the first day session. So just quickly, the registration. Actually, you all have been registered with us through this application that was created using the creator. So this particular form was easily created, and also I have a lot of rules behind this. So the workflows behind this. So all has been configured using this create on this creator app, and similar such app can be created and integrated with service desk, right? So say a customer is looking for a hall booking system, right? That may not be possible within the product, but you can build a whole new form using Creator and embed in the application. And also, if they want some data to be shared between the hall booking application and service desk, that can be possibly done using the APIs. All right, and the next integration I want to talk about is on Jira. So I don't have it configured, but I can explain what use case this solves. So Jira is a bug tracking system, and they also offer a help desk, right? We integrate with their bug tracking system. So upon getting this integrated, this will enable a menu just like the one we have seen with the AD Manager Plus integration. So that's going to let the user to create a bug right on the Jira from the ticket itself. Say if one of the requesters raise an incident saying that this particular functionality is not working, and if the technician identifies that it's a bug in the particular application or service, he can simply click on the menu option and raise it as a bug in Jira. So that's one of the use cases that's being solved using this integration. And also, if there are any updates on Jira, that will be updated back. Click of a button. And this is one of the integrations that we are given in the latest recent times. So Microsoft Teams. So this will help you in configuring service desk actions on Microsoft Teams. That is, you can perform a ticket check, right? If you want to have your requesters to check the ticket status themselves from Microsoft Teams or create a new ticket, this can be possible using this integration. Because I see that I have some notifications on my internet connectivity. So the session is still on, but I just want all can hear me well and my screen is visible. Can someone confirm on the chat, please? Guys? All right. Okay, yeah, looks like yes, yes, I'm getting the confirmation right now. All right, cool. Okay, so Krunal, you asked about the details about 24/7. Yes, I'll certainly share you the link, or maybe you can quickly Google site 24/7. And as I said, this is a cloud-based monitoring system from ManageEngine. So you can get all details about this particular tool. Okay, so I have another question from Krunal. Is it mandatory to have STP and ADM, Active Directory Manager, I think, installed in the same machine to integrate? It is not mandatory that it should be installed on the same machine. Even it can be on a different machine, but it should have internet connectivity. I'm sorry, network connectivity, right? So once you have network connectivity, it is possible to integrate. I think I should have the integration, the application over here. So we got to configure that in both sides, meaning you got to configure Service Desk over uh, AD Manager Plus. Likewise, AD Manager Plus and Service Desk. So we got to do both integrations. And here comes the option. Integrations, Service Desk Plus. Yes, you can see this. So this will probably make the question or answer clear. This provides an option to specify on what server Service Desk is running. Likewise, in Service Desk, we have an option to choose where AD Manager Plus is running, right? So this is a AD Manager Plus interface to configure Service Desk Plus integration. Likewise, yes, give me 1 second. Let me finish off and let me move on to the next question. So likewise, for AD Manager Plus configuration in Service Desk, you have an option to specify on what machine the AD Manager is running. Here we go. So here comes the option to specify server name. I got another question from Sham. Is it okay to install different application on the same server? Yes, it is possible. But you may have little conflicts when it comes to Postgres database. But the applications would be using different port numbers for the database, so it shouldn't be a problem. But still, we have seen few customers, not all the customers, had some issues when using multiple applications on the same machine. Yeah, server port 80. All our applications can be configured to use any port you want. So it can be 80, 80, 80 or 443 or 8081, whatever. So the configuration is available right on the system itself. So here in the application, you have an option to specify what port number you want to use with. It's supposed to use. And also, if you want, you can enable HTTPS. And when you're enabling HTTPS, you got to specify the certificate, what should be used. And if you're using cell sign, yes, you need to apply the certificate as well. So I think Nagraj will be discussing about all this over the next session. But this is right now it's on 80. It can be changed to 8080, and changing this needs a restart. So I don't want to do that right now. All right. So any other questions on the integrations part, so that we can move on to the next important topic on customizations and integrations. All right. So I just an issue for creating new application. We need to create in Creator, then need to integrate. Then how we can access the application. So yes, you have to create a new application in Creator, and then here you have an option to embed the link, meaning it will let you to embed that particular link within the application itself, so that the users who are accessing this application can click on the link and access the particular form. So this is the hall booking form which I created. So all I have to do is simply click on this, and this is going to take you to the respective form. Right now I mapped to google.com. All right. So I believe that answers the question, I guess, Nishu. And one more question from Krunal. Is it possible to create auto ticket when alert is triggered? Meaning, are you talking about the integration with the monitoring systems from OPM? Yes. Yes. When alert is triggered, that will create a request. Give me 1 second. Let me quickly check if I have Op Manager. All right. Looks like it's there. Let me see if I still have access to those. All right, yes. Let me quickly run through the configuration so that you would understand how this works from the Op Manager perspective. All right, so this is the setting we have. So here comes a similar server name, port number, technician key, and this is the option which I was talking about. If the alert occurs, create a new ticket. And also if you have another alert for the same asset, then you can have an option to reopen the closed ticket. And also this does synchronization of devices, but we do not synchronize all the devices from Op Manager. Only limited devices are being synced, and this will help you to merge those asset details with STP as well. So this is the configuration we have in the Op Manager end, through which you can raise a ticket when the alert occurs. And there are a couple other applications wherein it offers integration with Service Desk Plus, but in the Service Desk end, we do not have that. So let me quickly show you that as well. So we have that App Manager, Applications Manager. I'm not sure I still have it. Give me a second. So this is an application monitoring application. Sorry, app monitoring application. Check. I should not have a password. So this application will offer integration as well. So, oh, this is Desktop Central. All right, I'm sorry. So I don't have that application. So the application monitoring app manager can integrate with Service Desk, through which it is possible to raise any alerts if there is an error occurred in the application as well, in any of your applications as well. All right. So any other questions before we move on to the customizations? Okay. Looks like yes. I think it's all clear. All right. Let's move on to the next topic: integrations and customization, for which I have a presentation to use with. Okay. So there is. Okay. So we have two types of customization that can be done in the application. One is client-side scripting. You can customize the interface, web interface, based on the specific requirements. Just like, if a customer asks, I want to add a button on the application somewhere, or I want to embed a video on the application, right? And also, if you want the form, so say for example, we have the request form, and the values has to be dynamically modified when there is a change happen on other field. So similar such requirement you may get from the customers. So these are all on the web interface, meaning nothing on the backend. The changes would happen right on the interface. So we call this as a client-side scripting. I think it's a common terminology being used. Yeah, it's a client-side scripting. So we allow you to run JavaScripts so that it will do its own magic when it comes to form loading or loading the interface. I'll demonstrate what are the different options available with some examples. And then the next option, say if you want to have a specific workflow, meaning when you have a ticket created with a specific criteria, you want to post a message on a chat, some chat, could be a Slack or any other chat. Or when you have a ticket created with a specific area, you want to create a ticket in other system parallelly as well. Say some customers might have both ServiceNow and Service Desk. they would be using ServiceNow for different department and Service Desk for different department. But they want to share the data between these two. Say when a ticket is created on Service Desk, they want to push the ticket automatically to ServiceNow. Likewise, when it's created in ServiceNow, that needs to be pushed into Service Desk. So this could be one general requirement that we used to get from customers. So similar customer customizations can be achieved using the server-side scripting options, meaning you can write a program in the language which you are comfortable with, and we allow any script, meaning it can be a Python script or it can be a VB script or a PowerShell script or even a batch file can be called in when the particular criteria is met on a request or a change. So I'll be talking about that in more detail, right? So these are the two classifications we have when it comes to customizations and integrations. So I'll be demonstrating each one of them right now. So before we move on and talk about the samples, I just want to explain the taxonomy, meaning how classified it is. So how it works, right? So we can achieve these client-side customizations using field and form rules. I hope Arumugam would have talked a little bit about what are the options available in field and form rules. And in addition to that, we have something called page scripts. So the page scripts works on each and every page, whatever you see on the application. So if you want to customize something on any page, you can do it. And once again, these are all client-side scripts. So the changes or whatever you do, that would be reflected just on the web interface, right? Okay. All right. Okay, so this is the taxonomy. First, you can define rules when to execute, right? When, on what condition does to execute. And then we got to say what action needs to be performed. So it can be a simple option like hiding a button and showing a button, or enabling a field, disabling a field, right? So that those actions can be set right with the actions available on the list. And then we got options to run existing functions. So we have given some functions by default, so which can be used. So based on the frequent requirements from the customers, we have built some existing functions and that can be used. And the advanced option available over this is using JavaScript and jQuery. Is there someone who is good in JavaScript or jQuery in this team? All right, you can just say yes if you are. All right, that's fine. Anyway, I'll quickly demonstrate how that works, and probably that would be a little bit helpful when it comes to customizing the web interface for the customers, right? Okay, once again, to reiterate, it starts from the rules. So we got to specify on what condition this should execute and what action has to be done. And then you have option to use the existing functions that we are given already. And it also allows you to run JavaScripts and jQuery scripts, right? Okay, now let's script. Okay, first I want to show you field in the form rules. Okay, I'll pick one of the templates from service catalog. All right, so under field and form rules, we have three options. I hope Arumugam has discussed this already. And here comes an option to specify the conditions, meaning rules. So on form load, okay, I'll just parallelly open that particular form and see how it impacts the form, how these changes are impacting the form. Uh, so here's two online. So in this screen, I'm logging in as an end user. On the other screen, I logged in as an admin. So we're going to make some changes on this particular form and see how it impacts. All right, and yeah, this is self-service portal. So this particular page can be customized as per the specific requirements. Say this particular area, if you want to place additional button or if you want to change the design of this, you have plenty of options using which it can be changed. And we give you control to the HTML level, meaning you can even design your own portal format, and that can be embedded into the system just by copy paste the HTML code. All right. Okay, so I'm trying to raise a request over here. So I'm picking up the same template which I'm editing as an admin. Okay, so here comes the form, request form. So this is going to have, yeah, these are the resources section wherein it will ask what are the devices required for the new user whom we are onboarding, right? And here I'm choosing these options. So if you notice, as soon as I choose the desktop, it adds two more fields wherein it shows up the desktop model, right? So likewise, if I choose laptop, this is going to show the field of lap to choose the laptop model, right? So these all has been done using the field in the form rules. So initially when load, I have hidden all these options, and then on change. So when I change the value, I'm just showing up the fields accordingly. So this is the difference what we make from a regular paper form with the electronic forms. So whenever you choose a value on one of the fields, the form can automatically adjust itself to show the values that are all required when the particular option is chosen. So those customizations can be done using the options available right on the user interface. So when I say user interface, yes, see, these are all the options: enable fields, disable fields, show fields, hide fields, mandate, non-mandate. And if you have a pick list, you can add options, remove options, right? And the interesting options we have in here is set or unset task. Say we are onboarding a new user, right? And we have to offer them a laptop and we have to offer them a mobile phone. So what if the user who is being onboarded is a temporary employee? We don't have to offer those assets. But this is going to be one form wherein it will have the whole set of tasks linked to it, associated to it. So when a request is created, it's going to trigger all the tasks. So in case of temporary employee, we don't need those assets, so we don't need to trigger those tasks. So for this, we have an option over here wherein we can dynamically answer the task, right? Say if we choose temporary employee, I can dynamically answer those tasks so that when it's being submitted, those tasks will not be available and it will not be triggered, right? So that's one good option. All right. So this is these are all pretty much straightforward, wherein you can choose a particular action and choose what are the fields supposed to have those actions, right? Okay, I'm going to show you something a little advanced. Okay, so let me go into the particular request form once again. All right, so here comes, I have three fields: country, state, and city. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to delete the particular rule and show you the difference before and after the rule. All right, so here choose India, list out the whole bunch of states available across the globe and the city. So whatever values I've added already. So I just want to add a little bit of intelligence to this particular field or these fields, wherein it needs to dynamically drill down based on the option chosen on the previous field. So that can be done using the execute script option. So that is where we can write all the jQuery and JavaScripts. Right. So here comes the option wherein I don't want any condition to be specified. So it should be working regardless of any condition. So as soon as the form have the specific change happening, I want the script to be executed. So I'm choosing the country over here. So whenever I switch the country, this particular script should run. Right. Okay, and now I'm choosing the execute script option, and this is going to get you an interface wherein it will be really helpful when it comes to scripting. So maybe you may be new to the scripting, but I'll demonstrate how this interface would be really helpful. So here comes a list of default scripts, sample scripts available. So here, one of them is dependency example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply copy and paste this particular script and manipulate it as per my specific requirement. So I have three fields: country, state, and city. So I'm going to manipulate this. So here, fields, country, state, and city. So I'm doing this just to demonstrate how simple it is. Maybe if you could give it a shot, it would be really easier for you to, build specific uh, customizations requested by the customers, right? So that's why I'm demonstrating it over the session. So values, India is a country, and then I have the state, let's say Tamil Nadu, right? And the cities in Tamil Nadu, I don't have multiple cities configured, so I'm just configuring only Chennai and removing this. I hope you can see a little icon over the left hand side. It shows up whether you have any error. So dynamically it verifies is there any error and show up the warning or error tag, error icon. And then I have one other city called USA. In that I have California, wherein I have Pleasanton, right? And I don't have Chicago here, or maybe I remember that I have Texas. Texas, I have, right? Okay. And then I have one more, which is India. East. Yeah. All right. I think this should be fine. So I'm going to remove rest of them. Let me see if I have any errors over here. Yes, it has an error that I think I missed out something over here. Yeah, that could be it. So what is the error over here? Expected to match. Okay, I missed out flower bracket. So I'm writing this just to demonstrate how easy it is to build a JavaScript using this interface. So even I'm not a programmer myself, I'm a support guy. So I just learned it using this. So I'm demonstrating how easy that can be done. All right, so I have the script in place right now. I think I'm good to go. Saving the script, right? Let me go in here, reload this form. So let's see how good it works. So I'm choosing US. There we go. California and Texas. California chosen. And I think I made a mistake when specifying the name of the state. So these values are already available in pick list. Yes, that was a mistake. Pleasanton. All right. Okay. So this is going to get you the dependency fields. It's going to have a dependency with each other, right? So when I choose US, it's going to show up California and Texas. California, yeah, Pleasanton. So similar such fields can be created using similar scripts, right? So I just have one more type to demonstrate over on form submit. Okay, say I have a special condition, meaning right, I have a special condition wherein if the requester to whom the request is raised, and if he is not a manager, then unset the task of, I mean unset a specific task. Okay, let me repeat it. Okay, say if the requester, whomever requesting the particular service, if he is not a manager, then don't set the task. So this is going to be a requirement, right? Okay. So for this, I have already written a custom script, and here in the left-hand side bottom, we have the list of fields, right? So the list of fields, whatever available on the form, right? On the template, right? So whenever you click on a specific field, this is going to be showing up the whole bunch of options available on the for the particular field. Say for example, if I choose country, this is going to get me an option on getting me a syntax to set some value to the field. Likewise, if you want to get value from the field, yes, there is an option. Likewise, since this is a big list, it has options to remove and add options, right? So this is going to be real handy. So all you have to do is simply click on it so that that particular syntax will get populated. Say if I want to get the job title of the requester, all you have to do is choose job title, the field, and then click on insert. So this is going to insert the particular value. And rest of them are JavaScript. So if you're already have experience working with JavaScript, probably you can understand. So all I'm doing is verifying if the job title as manager. If it's not a manager, then I'm showing up a alert, a little pop-up on the template, and then I'm setting the task. So if you could understand that these are some of the possibilities that can be achieved, then when you get a requirement for the customer, probably you can think of that it can be achieved using this particular option. And maybe if you need any script or any assistance with this, we are always there to help you out, right? Okay, so this is one among the script. Let's quickly check how this works right now, at least for the alert, right? So I'm going to raise the request and I've configured this on submit. Request. There we go. So this is a non-manager setting up the user. Computer is unset. So the task, whatever I have underneath. So I have some tasks set on this particular template, and I'm just unsetting it, meaning the task will not be triggered. So let me quickly show you that as well. So here comes, here comes the list of tasks, right? No tasks are chosen. Say if I just put in a check mark over here, add request, it says non-manager, so it should take off the check mark. Yes, it did. So it has removed both tasks and adding the request right now. So similar such dynamic actions can be performed on the ticket using the field and form rules. And I just demonstrated the advanced options which you can use a JavaScript or jQuery script through which we can configure any such functionality you needed. Right. Any questions for me here on this particular part? Because I'm going to move on to the next feature, page scripts I have. So field and form rules is one of the important configurations using which we can customize the form dynamically. So you can ask me if anyone have any questions on this.
Yeah, hey Jai, Pooja here.
Yeah,
Uh,
Pooja.
I do have question in the previous example which you have shown for the state and country,
Yeah.
where in jQuery you have put the static values. So is it possible to put the dynamic values where your data is stored in some table and you want to fetch all those data and put it in the form of some jQuery and it should be dynamically visible in the form? Is it possible?
Okay. I understand your question. So this requires a little bit of programming, right? So what you have to do is we got to create a static field, a text field, and then we got to programmatically load the field with the dynamic values by calling the APIs on the other system, get the value and load it. So we have done some customizations for some customers. So if you have any such specific requirement, let us know. We can share the script through which it is possible to dynamically get the content from other application or a database and put it on a dropdown.
Okay.
It's possible using
Oh,
this because this pretty much opens up option to manipulate any field you want. Say, even if you have a text field, it is possible to manipulate it and show that as a pick list. Just for the values, you can call the APIs of other application, get those values and dynamically populate it.
okay. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. So any other questions for me before I move on to paid scripts?
Rohit here. So this can be applied across whole portal, right? So that there is no restriction for.
Okay, the one which I'm showing it to you right now, the field and form rules. So this is available on request templates. Request templates meaning it is available on both service request templates and incident templates and change templates. So these three areas, field and form rules can be set, right? And the next one I'm going to show you is for the complete application. That is anywhere you want, you can do any modification. So that I'm going to show that next.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Cool, thank you. Any other question for me before I move on? All right, this is all clear. That's good to hear. All right. Okay. The next configuration which I want to demonstrate is on paid scripts. So this is going to be one of the interesting options. Okay. Let me just do it from the beginning. Okay. I disable all of them. Okay. I have this particular request. So, okay. So maybe we might get a customer. I mean, we already got a customer has to hide this work log step. Since they are not using it, they want to hide it. So what we did is we will have a ID for this particular tab. So what you have to do is right click and click on inspect element, and this is going to highlight the code for loading this particular tab. So what we did is we just simply copied it and went to the page scripts, new rule, just the name, and whether it has to be applied to all users, just for technicians or requesters, chosen it. And on conditions, I've chosen, okay, I think we don't want to do it based on a condition. And this has to happen on the request details page. And you can see that we have three options over here, whether you want to do this particular, or if you want to run this particular script on all pages of the application, or only on the request list view or the details view, right? So since this particular option is available on the details view, I'm going with this and execute option, hide actions. So I don't want to miss this. So what I'm going to do is just copy, paste, hide element. So this is one line syntax. It's gonna really help to satisfy a customer. Right. Save script. Save. Oh, okay. It work lab 3. I would have done this almost 2 or 3 times, so that's why I just named it as 3. Going back on the request. Okay, so okay, there we go. So that has removed that particular or hide that particular tab. So likewise, if you want to hide some tab here, that can be done. Likewise, if you want to add some elements to this particular page. let's say we have a request, and when the technician is handling the request, or when the requester is filling the request, you want to put in instruction video, meaning how you have to use that particular request. So let's say you got a YouTube video which you want to embed. Okay, I have a question from Nishu. So Nishu, here comes an option to specify the condition. So here you can choose the request type as incident. Okay, her question is, can we restrict it to only one module? For example, only on incident? Yes. So that is what I'm showing at present. So wherein you can specify the condition. Previous rule I created without a condition, so it has been applied on both incident and service requests, right? So here comes an option to specify the condition wherein you can specify whether you want to apply only to incident or service requests so that it works, right? Okay, I don't want to do this for this particular scenario. Okay, the scenario what we are looking at is I want to embed an instruction video, right? Okay, so here comes the option to add a widget, right? So I really want this particular code to be copied over. And here you have an option to specify where you want to embed and which section you want to embed, whether is it a URL or HTML. Yeah, it can be HTML as well. Say if you have any page, external page that you want to embed into the request details page or request list page or any other page. Say if you want to embed a particular document or a picture or a button or a logo or video or whatever, you can use this. So I'm going to quickly pick a YouTube video. So let me just pick one of the videos and embed it over here, the music, copy embed code here. So I'm just demonstrating the possibility. So this could be one of the requirements raised with the customer as well. So if you do have this, you can simply do this. If you have this requirement, and you can simply configure it this way. Save script, just a one-line code. Right, save it. Going back here, reloading. So I actually added this video on the right hand side properties window. There we go. So the video is embedded right near. Likewise, if you want to embed or add a button or do something over here, that can be quickly done. So you can run the video right from here. Yeah. So likewise, if you want to embed the instructions video, you can do it. All right. So let me see if I could demonstrate any option. Likewise, if you want to so this could be one common requirement wherein they want to have a button to access some other application from here. So if that's the case, then you can do this. By where you want to add it. Let's say want to add it in the request. I missed out something. All right. So yeah, this requires the JavaScript, a little bit of knowledge in JavaScript and CSS. So this particular thing will add a button in the request form. Let's see. So what I did is I've added a button here. Okay, unfortunately that doesn't show up. Yeah, I think I made something wrong. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is a button which I was trying to add. So I just wanted to have this option on the actions itself. So if I want to create the Jira ticket for multiple tickets, I can choose and specify this action so that the specific script would be invoked to perform all the tasks, right? Likewise, if you want to add a button here or if you want to add button in the list, that can be easily done. Right, so that's about the page scripts. So this is going to get you the complete control over the user interface of Service Desk Plus. So any such customization that you want to do in the user interface level can be quickly done using page scripts.